Helluva Boss Season 2 Episode 11 Mastermind just came out yesterday, at least at the time of this recording, and this time around, Blitz and his crew are now being put on trial with the crimes of taking the grimoire from Stolas, or borrowing it, or however the 7 deadly sins who are finally revealed here decide to perceive it, and they're going to be put on trial for their actions, and we're going to figure out who the mastermind is behind all of what's been happening with this entire grimoire thing. The audience knows everything, but here we get an insight onto how Blitz is really trying to work his hardest for his imp crew and trying to rise up in the ranks of being a self-employed imp. Something that was touched on in the previous episode. We get to see how it's all taken a toll on him and how it's affected both his personal life and work life, and now he's having to face the consequences of such actions of meddling in the likes of royalty and people higher up, and how they view his kind as well. And so it is really a clashing of two worlds, and I really like that about this episode. I like how Blitz is having to try and do his best to stand up for himself, especially when all of hell is literally watching every person who doesn't know him, or people who did knew him, or his close friends or exes. They're all witnessing what is literally happening to him right now and him facing the consequences. And it could go either both ways. Either something good can come out of this, or most likely something bad, which in this case he is facing execution and is doing his damn best to try and make a compelling argument to try and not let any of his imp crew, his friends and daughter Luna, succumb to the same fate as him. He is doing his best to try and take all the blame for himself, which is really good character growth and is literally showing all of hell what kind of a imp he really is and how he has grown to be more caring for others. And this is where we see Stolas come into the picture as the one taking all the blame for what is happening, and due to this reveal, he has now been lowered to a lower class hell spawn, and now he is living with Blitz in kind of sadness, actually a lot of sadness really, as he has literally lost everything, his daughter, his way of life. But Blitz is going to try and do the best he can to try and make sure he is happy, make sure this relationship is able to work still, and Blitz has finally got the approval of the entire realm of hell. He is now loved, a full-on celebrity. People want to be part of his crew or hire him for more jobs. He's literally got the approval that he wanted. Now he just needs to make this relationship work with him and Stolas. And all in all, I think this was a good finale episode. I say finale because in terms of plot points and plot lines, it feels like everything from season 2 is paid off here. And that Christmas episode is going to be like a OVA kind of episode, like a special episode, not like one that's going to be mainly connected to the actual story. But this is like where everything comes to a head and is setting up some new stuff for season 3. And I really like that. I really like the way this whole trial is laid out, the design of this trial room that everyone is in, the design of the 7 deadly sins, and the music Mastermind is really good, really well sung. I really got into it like the more I listened to it, and I think it helped progress Stolas' character further and him taking the first steps to take some sort of accountability for his own actions, because he and Blitz both screwed up in the relationship. There's no doubt about it. We're just getting a lot more of Blitz's side, and now it looks like we're going to get more of Stolas' side and him dealing with his consequences now. And I really like that, and this is going to be the first steps of trying to bring these characters back from the ground up. Blitz is already getting there, and now Stolas just needs to start running with him. And how this relationship is going to work from here on out remains to be seen. I'm also interested to see how many of Blitz's friends outside of IMP and his exes would now react to him after this whole debacle. There's a lot of interesting thoughts that could happen from here, and I really am excited to see where Season 3 takes the IMP crew now that they're basically celebrities. They are popular, they're well known. How is this going to change business? I feel like we're going to get a much upgraded look of the entire IMP lounge. Their workspace is all going to be a lot more refurbished and everything. Or maybe not. It could be like one of those cases where it's popular for a few hours and then everyone moves on to the next thing. Because that's how life works now, unfortunately. But all in all, I really enjoyed this episode. I think it was well directed, well paced, the music was great, the plot lines and storylines presented here are really cool. I love the back and forth with Blitz and the 7 Deadly Sins, and how some of them, specifically Ozzy and Lumi, I believe her name is, the party sin, the Queen Bee, yeah. I really like how those two are on Blitz's side and trying to do their best to try and help him out in this case. It's not a completely one-sided debate. There is lots of back and forth between these guys and how they work in this trial. All in all, this is a really fun episode. I had a good time with it, and I cannot wait for the next episode to come out during Christmas. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.